Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another video. You're probably thinking two things. Why am I not outside and why am I inside? It is raining, very windy, so I thought I'd come in the dry and do a video on addictions. I thought my last few videos were a bit complex, so I thought I'd make it a bit simpler today. Simpler but probably more probably better, to be honest. That you probably gain a lot more out of this video than you would have on the last two. I'm not saying that you did. You might not. You might have thought they were brilliant, but we'll go from there. As you can see at the top, a few examples of addictions that I struggled with. I had gambling for a little bit. I didn't really struggle with it. It was more of a thing that I did with my mate, which was probably not a very good idea, because that's probably the worst thing you can do, is when you have friends that do it, because you need to get out of those groups as quick as possible. As you can see on the one on the left, the time of which I was on there, 20 past midnight, which is insane. Just shows how addicted I was to Snapchat, because I for like a few years, constantly every day. But as you can see, it's all just me delivering and then receiving a little bit of dopamine. Same with everything. Video games, you play it to complete the game, so you get a little bit of dopamine and joy. But we'll go into all of it. You probably don't think that there's ways of which you could get healthy dopamine, but there is, and we'll get onto that. So what's next? How you can change and what you can implement. I struggled with, as I said, those few, but porn, TikTok, junk food. With junk food, it's a 5 second high, literally. If it's not 5 seconds, it's 10 seconds. Same as porn, the same as TikTok. TikTok's probably about a 2 second high, and it's probably one of the worst for your brain, because you're just constantly scrolling and scrolling for no apparent reason. Are you gaining anything? No. They make ours that you're gaining knowledge, but we know how bad they are. We're against them. They're the enemy. The mainstream media, all these, it's all online. Apart from junk food and then drugs at the top, you can see it's all just online, and they're just so bad. It's just the way they do it is just so addictive, but we have to fight against them. We're not with them, we're against them. And it's all the same analogy where you get an instant high, and then after that you get a massive drop. Whereas if you delay it, you get a little drop, because you don't get the satisfying high, and you get the spike, which I'll come on to in a bit. But yeah, there's always a way back from it. You're not going to be stuck in the loop forever, because if you take that step, if you go for the leap as soon as possible, you've got to be as quick as possible, because every day you don't take is a day which you're going to be stuck with it. And it doesn't take long. It really doesn't. Like, I probably had all of them at the same time, and then a few months later they were just all gone. And you need to replace them, because if you don't replace them, then you'll probably end up going back to one or two. You've got to do that. But yeah, there's always a way back. With weight loss, the example of weight loss, people go on a weight loss for a while and then they just stop and then go back. That's the problem. They don't keep doing it. They think it's just a weight loss journey when when it's not, you just gotta keep going. There's always a drop. You always get a high, and then there's the drop. With all of those at the top, with ways in which you just want to keep pushing up. You don't want to be dropping, which we'll get onto, and how to do that, and how to make it so you enjoy it. Because if you don't enjoy it, then you'll probably struggle more if you don't enjoy it rather than you enjoy it. But yeah, I'm not good. I'm not amazing at this. I was never amazing, as you saw on the first slide. I struggled massively. Most of us do. We all have something which we struggle with, which we want to do. There's always something that we want to do, everyone, but we can avoid it. And in this modern day, it's even harder to ignore it and shy away from it. Well, not shy away from it. Go at it head on, because that's the way you should do it. They're the enemy. We need to expose them massively. So yeah, I'm not good at this. Am I gonna keep doing it? Yes, because I've been doing it for a while, and it gets funner and funner as you keep going. Like with the gym, like at this point, it's just so enjoyable because you keep getting little highs of weight which you never thought you would have done. Are you going to change? Yes, you are, because you've got to. And it's not. Is it easy? No, it's not. Can you do it? Yes, you can easily do it. Anyone can easily do it, but you have to set a plan. You have to have a goal. You have to have a few goals, and you have to understand how hard it is. But you can easily do it. And this is the graph I was talking about with the high and then the low. You have your baseline level, whether you're addicted or not, and then you get that high, and then you get the drop after. You get the slow drop, and then you get a little high, like you do video games, and you do a bit of junk food. You get a little drop below the baseline which you've set, and you get a little bit high, and it will just keep going down until you get more and more depressed and more shame. And you've got to fight back, because the further you go, the worse it gets, obviously. But with the right side, which is delaying the gratification, you have the addiction, which you have just finished, which is so good. And then after you come off your addiction, obviously you're not going to get any high compared to what you did have, and you're going to be really struggling. But once you get over that, and you get on the delayed gratification, look at the graph, and then right at the top, healthy, you'll feel so good. And it's a constant circle, which you got to do the discipline part at the start. You got every morning disciplined, get up and do the hard work, get in the cold shower, do your gratitude, do your meditating, and then you get the healthy, you get the healthy dopamine from that. You get good dopamine from that, and then you delay it. So each day you'll feel happier and happier over time. You will. And there's no easy fix. You've got to do the hard work. But once you get on the path, there's no stopping you, because you'll enjoy it more and more. And you have to believe in yourself. Get rid of all the negative thoughts. Don't listen to your own brain. You got to avoid your own brain, because the thoughts you have after the addictions, they're not going to be good thoughts, obviously, because they're going to be thoughts that you have had that has been fixed in your brain from the thoughts of when you were addictive. So you have to avoid all of that. You've got to avoid all of that. But yeah, as it says with the disappointment, you won't get the high. So it's the detox. You won't get any high, but then you'll push straight up. And I recommend this book, Dopamine Nation. Yeah, so that is Dopamine Nation by Dr. Anna Lemke, which is such a good book describing the whole meaning of dopamine and how you can avoid it and what happens when you with the addictions and how it works. Drugs are just incredible. The amount of dopamine you get from drugs. That's why people fall with depression, because you get I think you get 100 times more high from drugs rather than um, video games and junk food, which is incredible. This is the circle that I talked about, the discipline, delayed gratification, and dopamine circle. What I mean by dopamine is basically the high you get, which is a part of your brain that receives signals of, like when you do any of the addictions, you get a high. So it's just running through your body. But if you do it right, if you take the right steps, it can be like a video game in real life. Um, but yeah, you get the dopamine, you get the crave from the delayed gratification and the discipline. It's a constant circle. So you do the hard work, and then you get the dopamine from doing the hard work. And that's the way you should be doing it. That's the way you should be going about life. The harder it gets, the better it gets, the more dopamine you get from doing the hard work each day. And you'll get happier and happier because that line will keep going up. Um, but yeah, you've got to constantly plan the next day. To do the the hard tasks, you've got to constantly be on top of it, and you've got to get onto it. You got to start today. Um, but yeah, tasks that seem hard now are really, really rewarding. You'll get such a good. You'll feel so happy about yourself once you get onto the path. But you got to understand what point you're at, and that you can change. You got to hit your weaknesses head on. You got to understand what your weaknesses are and what your true craves are, and you've got to get rid of them. If you struggle with, like, this is an example of what you can do. If you struggle with anything in the morning, instead of doing it, go for a hard gym session or go for a run, and then you'll get the high after the gym session, and you'll feel even better because you know you're doing something right. That's the thing. You know that you're doing the right thing, and you've got to just keep doing the hard task, cold shower. If you have if you're under a cold shower, you get a high for like 3 hours, something like that. You'll get a little dopamine high, which is incredible. Um, but yeah, you gotta keep doing that like cold approach, and if you get rejected, it's not the end of the world. You gain so much more confidence. So when you go to do the next one, you'll get that high because you know it's gone really well. There's no bad about it. People don't care what you think. People don't care what happens. Um, but yeah, you even get a high from rejection. Like you'll be proud of yourself, even if it doesn't go well. You've got to keep evolving. But yeah, you got to be accountable. You've got to be accountable of what happened in the past, and just got to keep fighting. You got to start today. Today is the day you start. But yeah, there's some of the habits that you can implement. You can um you can look at them, see what you think of them. Um, Obviously they're not easy, but with gratitude, gratitude is so key because you feel so happy, and it's probably a good thing to implement straight after coming off the addictions is gratitude, because you write down stories of which you are happy for and you take action. But you got to be on a complete detox of anything. If you're addicted to anything that was on social media, you got to just go on a detox, go on a monk mode, get rid of it all. But yeah, your friends will want to bring you down because they see you on the path. They'll laugh at you and think, "What are you doing?" But they'll bring you down. So you got to stay away from them. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is another a separate day, but I just wanted to add in a bit about music and how demoralizing music is. You have to be aware of what you've got going on in your life that can affect dopamine and how you can affect that. But music is a good example that people just assume is okay, and they just listen to it mindlessly. But you gotta you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful what you're doing. That's how it affects your motivation and drive. Things like music that seem small, but they add up at the end of the day. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to add in an actionable step for you guys, that you're only allowed to listen to music once a week, but that can't be too early or too late. Otherwise, it will mess up your morning or mess up your evening. So maybe between 10 and 5, you're allowed to listen to music, and then yeah, just go from there. See how you feel, see how it affects you. But yeah, I just wanted to add in a little section about music. In my opinion, meditating is just as important as gratitude, and similarly to gratitude, it's very effective, because if you come off an addiction, your brain will be absolutely fried. It would basically ground you and keep your brain just clears it all. It will also keep your resistance from addiction. If you keep doing it though, every day, you'll see that you just your brain will be reset. You'll be like, okay, I'm not going to do that, and you understand that from meditating. That's what people don't understand. They don't understand what the point of meditating is. It resets the brain, and it envisions a life, and you see what it's like with none of the addictions, and you can see it head on when you're in that state of meditation. You can see it and release it on the exhale. It calms everything down. And if you struggled with sleep from addictions, you can implement meditation before sleep. NSDR, non-sleep deep rest, is very good. Focuses on your body, parts of your body, and you breathe and think about the parts of your body, and it helps you clear your mind before you sleep. Helps your mind, and it creates happiness, similarly to gratitude. And obviously it will make you think more fluently throughout the day. Um, yeah, it doesn't take you long at all to bring you back with meditation. It would only it like not even like 3 months proper reset. That's all it will take. 1 month, you'll see the benefits, but you have to start today. There's no thinking about it. Your brain is bad. You have to start, and you have to go through that pain, which you think is pain, but it isn't really pain. It's just your brain holding you back. Implement these new habits and get rid of the old one. A new life will wait for you, and you'll understand that you'll feel bad because you you had the addictions. You'll feel bad, but you'll see what it will be like without them and how your life will change. Yeah, so good luck. If you start now, you're ahead of anyone else. You're ahead of your friends that you used to have, and you're ahead of the curve. If you start today, if you implement as many good habits as you can. Yeah, good luck. I hope you enjoyed this. I thought I'd change up a little bit because the last few were a bit in depth, and I don't think people might think they were good, but I feel like this sort of video is more enjoyable. See what the you viewers think of it. See what you guys think. But yeah, hopefully you start today and comment, or in the future we'll get a little group going and we can have accountability partners, because I think it's so key to be accountable for making errors and making doing good things. You can praise each other, which is brilliant. So you've got to start today though. Good luck. I hope you, ladies and gentlemen, enjoyed this video. I hope you gained some knowledge about how you can deal with your current addictions or addictions that will try to come back, and how to avoid them. I'm about to record a new video which will be about fitness/diet. So if you're interested in that region, I'll be uploading that on Friday or Saturday. So look out for that one. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, whatever time it is. And I hope you start now and get ahead of the rest, because that's the ultimate goal. You got to get ahead of the rest. You already are ahead of the rest. As soon as you start, you're ahead. You got to keep pushing. Goodbye.